Hey, what's up, After Buzzers? Welcome to another episode of Superstore for NBC. Tonight we're breaking down Season 2, Episode 18, Mateo's Last Day, right after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Back at it.
Yay!
Back at the Superstore. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Alina Vision. You can follow me on all social media at Alina Vision, and that's Vision with 2 S's. And I'm joined by my girl, Kelsey.
What's up, guys? I'm Kelsey Hightower, and you can follow me on all social media at Kels Hightower.
Yes. So, all right, let's get into it. There was a lot going on this episode.
I know. There was a lot of emotions. Like, I had the feels.
There was all kinds of feels. Hashtag the feels.
Let's do that for this episode. Hashtag the feels.
The feels on the Superstore. Yes. So, let's start at the beginning. Monday morning meeting. I don't know if it was Monday morning, but it was definitely a morning meeting, which they always seem to have. And bless his heart, Mateo.
This is the episode that he's going away, like and it was a goodbye farewell party, except Mateo threw it for himself in classic Mateo.
And made his own video, which was like half in memoriam, half like confessional.
I died.
Biopic.
I just want to do this for a moment.
Exactly.
For those of you who can't see, I'm just holding my mug up on the couch with my feet propped up.
Giving some commentary on yourself.
Yes, interviewing and answering those questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a Mateo thing to do, though.
That's why I love him.
Exactly.
He's one of my favorites. And
so extra. Yes. I love him.
Yes, so he's definitely my favorite. Yeah, the video was amazing, and I love that Glenn was starting to go on to the tornado. They needed to do some tornado drills.
Right.
And then the video started playing again and repeat.
Right.
And I was like, let's watch it again.
It was like back and repeat. I think it like just kept going on, and then it was like telling his story, his life story. It's like, I was born in the Philippines. Yeah. I mean, it's such a Mateo thing to do. Yeah. Loved it. So let's start off, I guess, talking about Mateo, because this was kind of a big episode for him. He's obviously leaving Superstore because of him and Jeff's relationship. He can no longer work at the same store that Jeff is overseeing. So, at first he's like kind of excited about it. He's like showing other people the other store. Yeah.
And the other store looks really nice. It's just like a bigger, better version of Superstore. And
it's called just like Superstore Signature.
Yes.
Fancy.
It makes me think of like the gym memberships, like when you go to like the fancy gym or like the regular membership.
Right, exactly.
He gets like, it would be a really good thing for him. Like he's really excited about it, and no one's really too like upset, I guess you could say, about it. Like they're gonna miss him, but we didn't really see that yet. We didn't get that far because he's making a video about himself. So but everything's going well on that front, and they're looking at the reviews for this other store, and it looks great.
Yeah.
And then
it's just, you can tell he's super excited about it. And then Jeff walks up to him and tells him, okay, well, here's some, forms you have to fill out just to complete the transfer, and we're going to need your social security card. And I had totally forgotten that he's undocumented.
I completely forgot about that until they said it. And I was like,
oh,
no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was a little throwback.
It was.
I
like how they put that back in. I like how they really made that like a whole situation, because I feel like this episode really touched on situations that are super relevant just like nowadays to different people and different types of relationships and kind of all of that. But yeah, I don't know. I felt bad for him. And then he's like, he didn't want to tell Jeff.
Right. It's a sticky situation because you're dating your higher up, and it's like, I see the line because he's like, he wants to tell him because they're in a relationship, but Jeff could get in a lot of trouble, and like what would happen to him. It's like he was hired. He's
like working. A lot of people could get in trouble. Glenn could probably get in trouble.
So it's just like, what do you do? And so he's like faced with that predicament, and so they're looking at how like some options as to like how he can stay. And Jonah, of course. I mean, just he's one of those people that's just like down for anything. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Jonah's always down for anything. And he offered to like marry Mateo, you know, and Mateo.
Well, before that, they were looking up of like options. Oh, no, he did offer it, and then after that, they were looking up options of other options because Mateo was like, I'm not doing that.
I know, and so then he could get beat up, and
Oh goodness.
and then so that started this whole storyline of trying to get somebody to, or Mateo trying to get into a fight with somebody.
Right, exactly. I really like the fact that Jonah, I think it says a lot about his character. It's like, well, I'll marry you, you know? Because Cheyenne was like, well, I would marry you, but I have, what's her fiance, Bo?
Yes.
Right, and he already bought a tie. Exactly. Can't cancel those plans.
He bought a tie.
He bought a tie. That's a big
people.
deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. But I really like the fact that Jonah was like, hey, you know, like, I'll do that as a friend.
It just like they're just trying to show us again
Right.
how sweet Jonah is and just how
And
like
thoughtful and
caring and just nice and just everything. We love him. I wish Tara was here to talk about how much she loves Jonah.
I know. She'll be back next time.
I know,
for sure.
so-
She will definitely go in on the
Yes.
Jonah.
It's so okay. The one thing about this though is that if Mateo he's stuck in this predicament, I mean, why not just marry Jonah like for paperwork?
I think he doesn't want to probably do that because then if Jeff finds out,
That's true. It's a whole
because then they can't get married. Like if they're really in love or
and
whatever.
it would
it's like
there would be a lot of like questions.
exactly.
That's true. He can't do
Exactly.
it.
Can't do it. Cannot do it.
Poor Jonah, he tried. So yeah,
He did. He really did try. So yeah, they try this whole beating up situation. Like really, you're not gonna beat up Mateo, which I thought was just hilarious. Mateo was trying to get people around the store to beat him up. Didn't happen.
they were writing him up. They were like, "We're not gonna do like," and that's such a situation that would happen these days. Is like, no, you said that. Okay, I'm just gonna write you up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's.
I'm not gonna lose my job
I know.
over you knocking over a box. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so finally, Jonah's like, okay, let's go out back. I'm going to do this. And of course, it just is, it's hard to do, especially for somebody like Jonah. It's like not in his character
Yeah.
to want to beat somebody up.
I
It's
know.
just not him.
Nobody can do it. And he even started punching and he was like, okay, just walk into my fist. You know, like I was like, that would be the only way I think that he would get beat up.
Yeah.
And even if they did like throw a couple punches, I don't think it would be enough for them to, whatever the situation is, for him to be able to stay.
Right,
You know,
right.
even if it was a couple punches. So
Yeah.
So that didn't work out either.
No, did not work. Although Mateo did land a punch on Jonah.
That was, I know, that was out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And then Jonah's the one that's sitting on top of the truck, and it's like, okay, that didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. Went the opposite of how it was told. So before I get to, one thing that I love that Mateo said, Cheyenne was like, you know, just say something mean, you know, so I'll beat you up. You know, say something mean about Beyonce. And he's like, oh, I would never do that. I would
Never.
Exactly. Part of the beehive.
Beehive.
Exactly.
For life.
Exactly. So should we talk about how at the end, him and Jeff?
Okay, let's put a pin in it, and then
we'll talk
come
about
back.
that later.
Yes.
All right. So going back to, we're going to go back to Glenn.
Yes.
Since we talked about the whole kind of Yelp review and online situation. He finds out that there's this website called Yelp. Welcome to 2017, Glenn.
That's my favorite thing about him, that he's so out of the loop.
Exactly. Like, I don't know where my life would be without Yelp sometimes.
I know. How do you know anything, or if it's good, or if you can
Exactly.
eat there?
Sometimes I just don't know what we did before Yelp.
I don't know either.
I
You
remember
have to,
being really confused and like, is it good? Is it not good? Can I trust this person? I don't know.
Right. It's like every time you tried something new, you were a guinea pig.
Yeah.
So it's YOLO a lot, you know, before the
Exactly.
internet.
So Glenn is finally in 2017, and so he's reading, you know, the Yelp reviews for Superstore. He gets really excited. There's 168. got to be all good. And then they come, of course, across that 1 star. And there's always that one person that's like, I would leave 0 stars if I could.
I know.
Yeah, and that really gets under his skin.
Yes, because Glenn can't let things go. And if somebody says something bad, then of course he's like, he has to talk to them and then he has to make it right. And so what does he do? He invites Tim, that's his name.
Yeah, French Fry Guy 87.
French Fry Guy 87, Tim,
Right.
over to the store to have a personal tour of Superstore.
Yeah.
And he's just one of those characters. I don't know. I'm not very savvy with the internet as it is. So I don't really know. You know, like I know there's trolls, but I don't even understand. I'm like Glenn when it comes to that sort of stuff. But he invites him to the Superstore, gives him the tour, and the guy's super nice to him and like, oh, thank you. I'm so sorry about that. And then he goes home and he writes another bad review.
Right, because I mean, that's what trolls do.
Yes, and that's what he does. And so Glenn just won't let it go. It's just like he just like can't stand that somebody's saying something bad about him. So he has to like.
It's just like that's the internet. And even Jonas said he's like that's just the nature of the internet. Like
you just have to let it go. That's what happens.
And like you do not like rule number 1 is do not engage the trolls. Like
no,
do not do it.
Yes. So so Glenn couldn't let it go, and he invited him back for a second time. He's just not letting it go. And so again he does the same thing, and he's like, you know, the store manager has a Muppet voice and force-fed me French fries and all this stuff. Very pathetic. Yeah, so that didn't work out either. So Amy comes in and she goes to visit him, and we see how kind of sad his home life is.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's always, you know, I guess it was good to see that side of his home life. You could probably already gauge that it was going to be like that because normally people who are like that unhappy with their lives that like have the time and the energy to write all that negative stuff.
That's true.
Probably, yeah.
And you kind of want to feel bad for him. When there were so many animals in that house, I felt like I could smell the animals.
I felt like I was in a rabbit cage.
I know. I felt like I was like,
oh,
I can smell like poop everywhere.
Why the rabbits? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you kind of want to feel bad, but then at the same time, it's like he goes back and writes another mean review.
This one about Amy. But Amy doesn't take it, you know, the same as Glenn does.
Yeah, she just brushes it off. She knows, so it's totally fine.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a tough thing.
Yelp.
The internet.
The Yelp reviews. You know what's hilarious? This is totally off topic, but the dog park that I take my dog to has like a Yelp site, and reading those reviews are hilarious.
Are they good?
They're hilarious. Yeah.
Like
it's
what?
Just like, oh, the politics of the dog park. It's if you ever, you know, are bored, look at a Yelp review of a dog park. So entertaining.
Oh my.
But yeah, I was glad to see, you know, Glenn get out of his funk. You can't please everyone.
Glenn's, I don't think ever going to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. It's Glenn.
It's a tough one.
All right, let's go to Dina and Garrett.
Yes! I'm excited about this one.
Yes,
this is fun.
So fun. So Jeff at the beginning comes in and tells them, you know, company's cracking down on fraternizations. You guys got to fill out these forms and, you know, hand them back to me. No big deal. But of course, everything with Dina and Garrett is a huge deal. I mean, especially this relationship or whatever they're calling it is. Like, literally,
there's no
whatever.
Label. We can't label it.
Exactly. So clicking a box of, is it a romantic? Are we married? Like, what is this?
Yes.
You know?
Are we married? Do we have children? Are we romantic? Are we friends with benefits?
Yeah.
Do we like each other? Do we hate each other?
So at the beginning, Garrett says, okay, well, just mark romantic. Like, it's a piece of paper, whatever. Dina's not having it.
Right.
She's like, no. But I feel like through their back and forth, like, you can tell, like, they're trying to put on the airs if it's not romantic. But I think deep down, right?
It's totally going to go romantic.
Yes. I feel that way.
I think that's going to be part of my predictions. I'll wait for it.
Yeah,
but
stick a pin in that.
Sticking a pin. Another pin in it.
We got a couple pins. Yeah, so they're really trying to fight this whole romantic thing, and that's what makes me think it's going to go that way.
Yep.
I loved when they were like got the people together in the break room and they were trying to decide like on the names of what exactly this is, and written on the board behind them it was like what Superstore 69 in like
Yes.
and a whole bunch of crazy names.
Question mark.
Yeah, exactly. And Cheyenne comes up with, you know, oh, you guys are just chilling, which is like, you do kind of hear that when it's not friends with benefits, because we don't want to be Sandra.
No, don't be Sandra.
No, don't be Sandra. But you do hear that nowadays, like, oh, we're just
the
chilling,
whole
like Netflix and chill. Exactly.
That definitely brought on this new, I guess, label,
Right.
of like casual sexing.
Yeah. Whatevs it is.
Kids these days,
you know? Yeah. No labels. It's having fun. But then Cheyenne broke it down, like the other layers to it. Like if you're just kissing, I can't even remember what they were. And
I know.
then hands only, like
Then that means we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of
crazy
things that I now worry about in our youth, but that's neither here nor there.
It just is what it is. And finally, after all that back and forth, they come up with, they just want to box other. Yeah, and the people at corporate are like, really, after all this, just
I
other?
laughed so hard at that, because it's like you know, on every quiz and every paperwork form there's always the other box, like for everything. It's so hard. I don't know, we were talking before this, and it's hard to come up with these things. And like even personality quizzes or any of those sorts of stuff, it's like, what do I put? I don't know. There's no like, I don't know. Those quizzes, there's not an answer for everything.
Exactly.
You know, next they'll have like fill in the blanks. Like,
there you go. See?
But then that means somebody has to read them.
Yeah. So let's get back to Mateo and Jeff.
All right.
We're going to go back to that pin.
Take that pin out.
Exactly. So at the end, it's like he can either tell Jeff, you know, that he's undocumented or not, or he can leave or not. And he goes out and says, I can't leave Superstore. Like, I'm not going to transfer. And then at the end he says, it's because I don't love you. You know, he wanted to say it's because I'm undocumented, and then I think he had like a change of heart. Right?
He was like, I just can't do it because you don't. It's there's just
I just
so
felt
much
so sad
confusion
for him.
I know, and he was so sad.
Him.
I know. I know. I do want to say this was my only prediction. I think that I've gotten right, is that I knew that he wasn't going to leave, or there was going to be a breakup or whatever. So it makes me sad that I actually saw it so soon.
You did. I did not see that. I did not see that one coming.
I didn't think that it was going to be this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
There it is.
But I will say, even though it was a very sad ending and I had the feels, the punch at the end from Jonah just really got me. I mean,
it did. That was a surprise
for a second.
Definitely.
I know, so.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's get to predictions.
All right. Sounds good. I feel like I'm going to bounce off of Mateo's prediction. Okay, so I think I predicted that we were going to see like a breakup, or he wasn't going to actually transfer. And I think that since they're broken up, I think they're going to have some space, but I think that they will eventually get back together. Like Cheyenne will tell him that like he still does have feelings or something. I don't think that it's over between the two of them.
I'm going to go with your prediction on that. I don't think it's over completely, because I do think, after just seeing Jeff at the end, he really does love Mateo.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to want to get to the bottom of whatever it is. I think it's going to take some time, and I do think he's going to find out that he's undocumented.
I know.
Yeah.
Real quickly, since Tara's not here, do we have a prediction on the Amy Jonah situation? Because we didn't see it.
No, we didn't.
Episode,
I feel
which
like
I think
they're just
someone said.
letting that simmer. I feel like they're letting it simmer in the background.
Yeah.
For a while, because it was getting a little, not much, but it was really pushing the story forward.
Yeah,
and I think they're focusing
episode.
on different characters now in their storylines, like Dina and Garrett.
I think that will be next
Love
week
it.
or soon. I think their relationship is gonna something's going to happen between the two of them. I don't know what it is, but it's going to erupt, explode.
Yes. All right. Well, that wraps up predictions.
We did it.
Where can the good people find you?
The good people can find me, Kelsey Hightower, on all social media at Kels Hightower.
And you guys can find me on all social media at Alina Vision. That's Vision with 2 S's. So until next time, I think we're on hiatus next week, and we'll be back April 6th. Same time, same place. All right. We'll see you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.